Hey guys, welcome back to Insight Tennis Tour Stroke Series. My name is Rick Oldroyd. I'm the president and founder of Insight Tennis. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about the forehand, and I want to revisit something that we've talked about before. This is something that I see at the club level and the recreational level often, and I wonder why they're not able to hit that heavy ball, the ball that just penetrates the court and pushes your opponent back. And it's this concept of this windshield wiper forehand. And we've heard it, for quite some time now. I'm not advocating that there isn't wrist involved in the forehand. I'm not advocating there isn't rotation, but not nearly as much as is too often taught and believed. And this is just simply a misunderstanding. Misinformation that is born of the fact that it just happens too fast at the pro level. The naked eye just cannot pick up the truth, and so there's a lot of misinformation, in my opinion, out there, and this is something that is really hindering you getting better and developing as a player. So I want to talk a little bit about what I mean by windshield wiper forehand. First of all, you've heard this talked about a lot, where they get this good shoulder turn, the pros, and they lower their racket into position, and they're going to come in as they start to uncoil their body. The racket seeks this laid back position, and as they come up to contact, they make contact with the ball, that they're going to rotate their wrist in a windshield wiper fashion at contact, like this. First of all, let's think about this from the standpoint of the laws of physics. If you want to project a ball that way, you want to continue to have your racket travel that direction as long as possible. Okay, instead of coming up and rotating my wrist over like that. I'm going to have a lot of mishits. I'm going to hit in the middle once in a while. I'm going to hit on the frame. But the other problem is there's nothing on that ball. You hear it too often talked about you're brushing the back of the ball, or vertical swings, and you hear this kind of thing. Guys, the pros absolutely hit through the ball. If there's one thing that I've seen over and over and over again, being involved at the pro levels and working with players and so forth, these guys hit through the ball. They do not brush the back of the ball. They do not rotate their wrist over excessively at contact. This is one of the biggest misconceptions out there, in my opinion, and it is hindering performance. It is hindering players from becoming better, because they're out there trying to do what they think they're seeing on television and when the best players hit the ball. So this is what does not happen. So let's talk now about what does happen. Okay, and let's use Federer for example. Now, I can't emulate Federer's forehand perfectly. No one can. He's got the greatest forehand in the world probably. But one of the things that I want to point out, he's always got a fantastic shoulder turn, great unit turn, looking over that left shoulder, left hand on the racket. And then once he's let go and he's put his arm out for balance here, he lowers his racket into position. You guys have seen this many, many times. And from this position, he releases the racket back as he starts to uncoil his body, right? He releases the racket back, and as he comes to contact, he comes up, he makes contact. Okay, I'm doing this to the camera so you can see this. And he hits through the ball. Notice how my racket is traveling through the ball out to my target. And this is one of the frames of reference you can look at. If you go look at slow motion video of Federer, you're going to see this. That after he's made contact with the ball, he comes in and he makes contact here. You're going to see that his racket is pointing almost straight away from him, and his wrist is in this position. You're going to see this with Nadal. You're going to see it with Federer. You're going to see it with Djokovic. You're going to see it with Wawrinka. The best players in the world that hit the ball as big as anyone ever has. And this is what you're going to see. They hit through the ball. So let's talk about this again. Federer's coming back. He's going position here, good shoulder turn, lowers the racket in position. And what he's going to do is his wrist and arm and grip is so loose that it allows the racket to just naturally seek this laid back position as he starts to uncoil his body. But as he comes to contact, and he makes contact up here with a straight arm, you're going to see that the racket travels out to his target. Out to his target. Yes, from slightly lower position and finishing in a higher position, but after contact, his racket is traveling out such that his racket's like this after contact and comes around and finishes on the left side. The deception is that we see this wrap when it happens quickly, when they finish, and we see that, and we think that actually happened at contact. Now, not advocating that the racket isn't below the level of the ball, rotating to contact and continuing to rotate through. It absolutely is. But it is not a windshield wiper movement, and it is certainly not a vertical swing or swinging and brushing up the back of the ball. So if you want to hit the ball heavier, if you want to hit the ball with more pace, having it penetrate the court, that heavy ball that everybody wants that pushes your opponent back and then allows you to attack, this is the key, guys. You got to hit through the ball. So again, in review, instead of coming into the ball and having the racket come to contact here, as I'm coming up to contact, I don't want to do this with my wrist as much as people think. And if they actually did do that, you would see after contact the racket would be up here. And it is clearly not up in the air like this. So what do we want to do? We want to actually go here. We're going to release the racket down and release it back as we come to contact. We're going to make contact. And again, come to contact, swing to contact, and extension through the ball. Going to allow that racket to release out through the ball and rotate over and finish. So again, guys, this is going to be very, very helpful for you. The next time you're out on the court, think about extension out to your target. If you're closer than that and you need to use a little bit more wrist, totally fine. But by and large, these shots from the baseline, that rotation that you see happens after contact. These guys hit through the ball. So they're coming to contact and they hit through the ball and finish. And that's what we see, and we think that it happened at contact, when it does not happen nearly as much as we might think. Hopefully that's going to be helpful for you guys. The next time you're out there, think about hitting through the ball, and you're going to hit a heavier ball, you're going to be a better ball striker, and you're going to be a better player. Hopefully you like this video. If you do like the video, please click the link below. Subscribe to the channel, Insight Tennis. Also visit our website at insighttennis.com. Leave any comments, questions below. We love to hear comments and questions. If there's any videos you would like to see in the future, please let us know. Also, send in your videos, any requests for lessons or clinics to rick@insighttennis.com. Also, check out the website and look for all the new content coming out soon. As always, guys, greatly appreciate the support. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you next time out on the court.